Hello, my name is Terry Jones, and I'm going to give a quick demonstration of sume-e ink and alcohol inks. First thing, I make my own ink. I have a little ink stone here, and this is an ink stick, and I put a little water in it, and you just kind of meditatively grind your inks. You can put a little bit more water in it to help them. Here I'm putting a little more water in it, and I make my inks. So that's the first thing. I'm not going to go through the whole process. I've already made ink for you. I just wanted to show you. Second thing is I use a palette. Here's my palette, and I use Japanese calligraphy brushes. This one's by Princeton. I don't know what it's called. It's a number. It's 2 Princeton, and it's a calligraphy brush. Okay. They're fairly inexpensive to buy. They're made with bamboo handles, and that's what I'm using. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of, this is the photo paper. You could do it photo paper or Yupo, anything that allows the inks to run. And I've taken the ink from my palette, I've put it on my palette here. So what I'm going to do is get a color. I'm making sure that my ink is, I'm lightening it a little bit so it's not just solid black. Okay, so I'm filling this brush with a nice color. I will end up dipping just the very tip of it into the regular ink so that I have a darker area, darker and a lighter. And I take this and I place the brush on the paper, and I'm going to pull it, press down, and then pull up. Start again. I'm going to make the sections of the bamboo and pull up. Need a little more of the dark on the very edge, I think. I've reloaded this brush with a little dark. There it goes. Pull up. Okay, so I've got my first branch. I'm going to reload the second one with a little more dark on the bottom and go maybe at a slighter big angle. Pull up, and I might make this a little fatter. Oh, the bamboo doesn't need to be the same. Whoops, how did that happen? Okay, the good news is that when you're on Yupo paper, you can just pull, or when you're on a non-porous paper, I can just pull some of that out, so I don't have to worry about my imperfection there. And put it down and let it go off the paper. Okay, so here I'm going to just use a little bit of what I would call calligraphy to even some of this out. Okay, and now I'm going to take some more very much darker ink, and I'm going to do some I don't know, there's these little things between the sectionals that hold the stuff together. What you'll see is some of the ink's already dry and some of the ink isn't. I might want to put a little more dark on one end, and because of the nature of the Yupo paper, I can get away with this a lot more than I could have gotten away with it if I was using the regular sume-e brushes, or on the regular sume-e paper. Okay, I'm kind of liking that, giving it a little more character and some feeling of okay, so now I've got my bamboo. Straighten out. I like the sense of light that gives it. So now I've got my bamboo, and I'm going to work on getting a little bit of branches in here. So I could switch to a smaller brush. I have a nice smaller brush that I like. And again, I'm going to basically do the same thing. I'm going to load my brush with the ink, and I'm going to start by holding it almost upright and end up with some branches coming off. And then I'm going to make some leaves by just using, it's an entire brush stroke where I take the brush, put it here, pull it, put it really fat, and then pull up the end. So I want the leaves to be a little darker, so I'm going to darken what I have in my brush. And here I go again. Watch this. Push it all the way down and pull up the end. And here. And I might even end up with another one crossing over. Going like that. And here I'm going to do another. And then maybe one going this way. And maybe just a branch coming up here. And a crooked leaf. Okay, I like those leaves. Less is more with this. I'm not going to put a whole lot of leaves on. I might put another one coming out of here because I have some nice room here to get some leaves coming up there. I'm going to put some right here on this side. Give me some branch to get it from. Again, I am not a sume-e artist that has studied a lot of this. I'm trying a little bit, but I'm not, I can't say that I have this down pat as far as the strokes go. I'm showing you really how to use the inks. I'm not a, I don't want, I know there's some members of our society that actually teach this, and I'm almost embarrassed to show it because of that, but I just want you guys to know that this, I'm not saying I'm an expert in any way. So, but here's my little marks. I just like the fact that you have, the discipline is to make the little marks. And I like that idea a lot. I'm, in my mind, this is probably is in a place that has some water near the bottom. There we go. And maybe I'm going to put another leaf there. Okay, maybe this leaf is going to go behind here and come out here. Okay, well, I think I'm liking most of that. I have a little bit of an area in here that maybe just needs some branches of some sort. I'm not necessarily saying it really needs leaves. I might even make this a little more top heavy here by putting another set of leaves up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like the top heavy idea. And less is more, and I really always end up getting too much done on that. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a little bit of a horizon, theoretical horizon here, as if you've got a little pond of some kind here. Give some motion, and I'm going to put the tops of some grasses of some kind in here. So I have a little bit of an anchor in on the bottom here. I like the pulling up and making, and you can even twist a little, and I like playing with that concept of some grasses down here. I like the balance it gives the painting. There I go. So now I've got a little bit in the way of grasses, some lights and darks in the very bottom. I've got my painting and I'm going to dry it. Thanks. Okay, I'm back and I've dried my painting totally. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the alcohol inks. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is I've got my blending solution here, and I'm going to open up some lemonade, some pistachio, and some sailboat blue, I think. Yes, sailboat blue. Okay, these are some of my real go-to colors. I could do a lot of different things. This is just the one I'm going with this. It reminds me of a dress that I had bamboo on when I was in a dress pattern when I was living in Hawaii. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a fairly good amount of a blending solution on here. I want everything to kind of mix together. The second thing I'm going to do is throw some color on. More yellow up toward the top, more, and then some pistachio in between the yellow, letting it just kind of, I don't want to get too stripy, but I want it to just kind of blend together. I might want to put a little more yellow there, a little more pistachio, a little more of the dark blue here, maybe a little dark blue in there. Okay, so now I can just let this do its alcohol ink thing and become, I want a really soft background. So if I just hold it so it just all moves and does its moving thing. If I want, I can take a little tiny bit. This is well, it's really, really, really wet. In order to get everything to touch everything together, I'm taking, this is a coffee stirre. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking it and letting everything kind of blend together. I have a little problem right here. I might have too much on, so I can pull some off here, let it just hold it so it moves some more. I love the organic way that this moves. I can only use the coffee stirrer here as long as it's really, really, really wet. Once it gets dry, it's going to start making marks. But I'm liking what's happening here. I don't like when I get this backflow, so you'll see me actually pulling off some of the ink here by actually touching the paper itself. I've also been known to grab a piece of paper, hold it like this, and just gently kind of roll it up the side here to pick up the extra ink. You don't have to really worry about your sides that much because they will most probably be, end up being kind of disappearing because you're going to mat it. So I think I'm going to call that. I like that. I like I want to put a little texture down here in the pond area, but not a lot. And really, less is more. Stopping is a really good idea. I don't always stop. I like the illusion of a sun or a moon here. I don't know what that is. I am contemplating. I might decide. I think I'm not going to. I think I'm going to add, just like there's a little light coming through the fog. And I think that's going to be my painting. It's very darker at the bottom, lighter at the top, very serene. Thank you.